Once upon a time, in a quiet suburban town, there lived a curious student named Carlo. Carlo was always fascinated by the mysterious and unexplained, and one topic that had piqued his interest lately was astral projection. He had read numerous books, watched countless videos, and scoured the internet for information about this mystical practice. His curiosity eventually led him to an online social media group filled with members who shared his interest in the occult and the paranormal. Eagerly, he posted in the group asking if anyone knew how to astral project. To his surprise, he received several responses. One member messaged him, cautioning that astral projection could be dangerous for a novice attempting it alone. Another member, more daring, offered instructions but also warned him to proceed with caution. One evening, when the house was silent and the moon was high in the sky, Carlo decided to take the plunge. He set the mood in his room, dimming the lights, lighting a few scented candles, and lying down. He began to meditate, following the instructions provided by the group member. But as the minutes passed, he started to grow bored. Nothing seemed to be happening, and impatience gnawed at him. He decided to take a break and went downstairs to grab a glass of water. As he reached for the fridge handle, his hand simply passed through it. Panic surged through him, and he looked down to realize that he was floating above the floor. With a mixture of shock and exhilaration, he rushed back to his room and was startled to see his own body lying on the bed. He had successfully astral projected. A rush of excitement coursed through him as he marveled at this newfound ability. However, the initial thrill soon gave way to a chilling and unsettling sensation. It was as though he was not alone, and he felt a malevolent presence nearby. Worried, he decided to return to his body. To his relief, he seamlessly re-entered his physical form and woke up without any issues. Filled with awe and determination, Carlo delved deeper into his research and reached out to the person who had given him the instructions. Once again, he was cautioned about the dangers of wandering too far from his body during astral projection and the need to protect himself. The concept of protection puzzled him, as he didn't quite understand what it meant. Undeterred, the next day, Carlo embarked on another astral journey, this time with a mischievous grin on his face. He wanted to visit his next-door neighbor and secret crush Lily to see what she was doing. With focus and intent, he initiated the process and began to float away from his body. However, as he drifted toward the quiet suburban street, his joy quickly turned to dread. He noticed a dark, malevolent entity with an enormous aura, which sent shivers down his spine. Frozen in fear, he watched as two more blurred entities rushed towards him from another direction. Terrified, Carlo tried to retreat, but the three entities began to chase him relentlessly. Racing back to his house, he entered his room and was horrified to see his own body surrounded by over 20 entities. Some were blurry and indistinct, while others assumed grotesque and nightmarish forms. They clawed and clamored, trying to force their way into his body. Then, amidst the chaotic scene, Carlo's eyes locked onto a massive humanoid figure. This entity, different from the others, seemed to radiate a strange, protective energy. It swept its massive form towards him, shielding him from the other entity's advances. With a mighty effort, it pushed his floating body back into his physical form, and Carlo awoke with a jolt, drenched in sweat, and his body aching. His heart pounding, Carlo switched on the lights and took a few deep breaths. He now understood the gravity of the warning he had received. If he was to continue exploring the realms of astral projection, he needed to learn how to protect himself from the malevolent forces that lurked in the unseen world. Entities will try to take over his physical body while he's in the astral plane. His journey into the mystic had only just begun, and he was determined to tread more cautiously, armed with the knowledge of both the wonders and perils of astral projection.